What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us tonight. Shout out to JK. Follow him if you have not already, and Pair Post. Follow them as well. Thank you for adding us to your family. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sorry about last week. I was not feeling good, so I appreciate your patience and understanding. Yeah. So welcome. It's your favorite medium, me, Alicia. So tonight we're going to talk a lot about retreats, and I want to talk about retreats not just because I think they're super important, and also I think that they're kind of the next upcoming self-care next journey part of healing. I don't know. I've been saying this for a long time. You can look at my Starship page on Facebook and see that for years I've been talking about retreats and how I feel like they were the next upcoming part of the healing journey, and how it's going to be important for all of us to take retreats for our self healing and for attunements and just experiencing different people in different places. And tonight we're going to have special guest. Hi, Mike. Special guest Holly Moles, who is not only an amazing retreat host in Mexico, but she's also a dear friend and a soul sister. And she's just like such a beautiful ray of sunshine. So we're going to meet Holly. We're going to bring Holly on. Hi, Holly. How are you?
Great.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Holly.
Myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I moved to Mexico in June of 2022. I got an opportunity to come to Yelapa, Mexico and work at a retreat center as a co-host and Reiki master. And also just take care of everybody, I was told. Yelapa Yelapa is a tiny little village, about an hour boat ride from Puerto Vallarta. And yeah, I kind of came here sight unseen. My friend that I went to elementary school with owns Pura Vida. And so that's how this opportunity came about. And yeah, I've been here for 2 years now and loving it.
I love that so much. Holly has had quite the journey for sure, and it's been a pleasure to watch her on her journey as retreat host, because Holly and I met before she started her retreat journey, I guess you would call it. Let's talk about how we met, I think, first. I was called to a little place called Siesta Key, Florida, and I had no idea why. I literally one day was like, Siesta Key. And like, I packed the car and drove there, like from Vermont. I was like, I don't know why, I don't know how. But Holly later told me that when Siesta Key calls, you come. And so I go down there and I'm on the beach and I meet this gentleman named Eric, and in the water, like literally at the sandbar. We're in the water. I'm like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. And he's like, you should meet this guy named Raymond. And I was like, okay. And he's like, oh, he's right there on the beach. And so I was like, okay. So I get out of the water and I go meet Raymond, who is a dear friend to this day, right? And then Raymond is like, oh, you should meet this girl named Holly. And I was like, okay. So he gives me her number and I'm texting her and I'm like, hi, I'm this random person on the beach on Siesta Key, and Raymond told me I need to meet you. So Holly showed up. We met for like 5 minutes and it's a love story ever since.
Like, who's this crazy person messaging me over and over to come meet her? Yeah, Siesta Key calls. It called me a few years prior to that, and I just fell in love with that place too. I started a Facebook page called Siesta Key Vibes, and that's how came to find me. And I don't know. I literally have never gone to meet anybody that's asked me. I've had people that followed me for years that I felt like were my friends, and I still didn't go meet them, But like that morning, I was like, "Hey, I'm going to the beach. Take some time to meet me there." And yes, and then it was the love affair began.
It sure did. I don't know. It was like as soon as I met you, it was like instant connection. I was like, I've known her before. Like I've known her before, and this is a soul sister love story for sure. And then I watched you kind of manifest the life that you're living right now. And we always talked about retreats and talked about, how we were going to do retreats and what the next move was. And then, boom, it was like, oh my God, I got an opportunity in Mexico. And I was like, girl, I was like, I can't, okay.
Well, 6 months prior to I had my mother was visiting me in Florida, and she said I was frustrated. I had been in the rat race. I've been just doing the hustle for so long, and I just really wanted to do this work, and I was trying so hard to find a way to do that. And she was like, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to live somewhere where the food and the lodging is provided for my services. I want to host retreats, and I want to do my Reiki sessions. And at the time, my car said I want to live somewhere where there are no cars. Those
And
five things.
where do you
And
live?
I live in Yelapa, Mexico, where there are no cars. I trade my services for food and lodging. I do my Reiki sessions, and I am a co-center.
Yay.
Ah, yes, because I could never imagined it to be this good, you know?
And it's amazing, I feel like, watching you evolve as well. And I feel like when we do retreats, it's not just healing for the people that are coming, but it's also healing for us. And as host, as retreats, because we're teaching maybe experiences that we've gone through already and teaching coping mechanisms and ways to protect our energy and to heal our own energy. And as we teach it, we're also healing ourselves even more. So it's like we're going through this journey and transformation and teaching at the same time at retreats. It's
Absolutely. That was one of the biggest things because I had to, obviously, I'd never hosted retreats before, and then all of a sudden here I am co hosting these retreats. And I'm like, wait, like, I'm like breaking through during breath work and screaming and crying right beside these guests, healing right beside them. And what I found without fail in the 2 years I've been hosting is that spirit puts the people together in the same space to be healing whatever that is. And we are right there with them doing the healing as well. That's what we're here to do, right? That's why we have people is to help each other heal and to remind each other who we are.
Yeah, I feel that too. And I feel like it's laws of attraction too, right? Like we're going to attract the same people on the same level as us. And if we're not on the same level, it's just they're going to not either come to your retreat, be attracted to what you have to offer as a gift. And, it's kind of wild. And retreats are a beautiful thing to get to build a community. And I think that community is like kind of the number one important aspect, I believe. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, living here in this small Mexican village community here, it's a simple life. There's one candle at the market. There's one rug. Like we don't get an option, like, and it takes you out of all of that stuff, and it brings you more of like how can I contribute to the community here? What can we give back? You know, we want to offer healing days to the community as well. But as far as like the people that come to your retreat too, I mean, I'm lifelong friends with these people. I still text them and chat with them all the time. You know, our group chats are still going from two, like, you become so close in a short amount of time doing these retreats with people, and the transformation that can happen in that short amount of time in that space is truly remarkable.
It really is. And that's why I really recommend that people do retreats, because it's the next level. It's the next part of a journey, and it brings you to that next level. And I think that sharing it with other people that are kind of on that same level, right? It gives you a sense of love and unconditional love, which we don't always feel here, I feel like, too. So, but
And, you know, it's being human right now is not easy. And a lot of people that come are coming for, like, I've just kind of lost myself in that. I've lost myself in the rat race or the job or the relationship or whatever it is, you know? And then it's like just reminding them who they are. It's not even, we're not having to do anything, you know? Like, that was my whole thing. It was so hard not to have imposter syndrome, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know? But then I would have all the comments come back like that was the most amazing retreat. But it was because I was being authentic and I was
right.
being right there with them instead of being the teacher or the retreat host. You know, I'm just there to share what I've learned, share what I've, you know, gathered over my time here with people to help them in my story. You know, I a lot. So I can kind of, you know, I resonate with just about everybody that can, because we have sort of similar stories that happen. And yeah, it's beautiful.
It's deep, I think. And like Holly and I were talking yesterday, was like a different vibrational day. And I think yesterday, I definitely got a super download. It was hit me in the middle of the day, and put me out solid for probably a good solid 4 hours. And I received a download, and Holly said that she felt like there was a timeline jump. And do you feel like, when, as you've been doing retreats more and more, do you feel like you're becoming more and more sensitive to the energy around you?
I wouldn't use that word. I feel more like I've expanded to allow more energy in. Therefore, yes, it starts to shift at what you're able to see and hear and feel and do. And I mean, and being in Yelapa and living in the jungle, you know, that's definitely opens up that sense as well. But yeah, I mean,
What are
it's
some pros and cons? What are some pros and cons about living in the jungle?
pros,
Obvious.
tree. I mean, everything. The
Yeah.
pros, like, that's
Yeah, that's amazing. Everything is a pro.
it's so incredibly beautiful here, and it changes all day. The jungle is so alive and so amazing to just watch, and like the animals, like the chain, you know, I don't know. It's so beautiful. I have such respect for all the animals. The cons, the animals.
The pros and the cons. The bugs, the animals. We love you, but
I'm really trying to embrace them and become one with them. But I'm getting better. This is my third summer here. So in the summer, it rains every day usually, and all the bugs come to life or come out. Crabs, snakes, spiders, all of it. Um, and then from like November to May, there's no bugs, no rain. It's just beautiful, no humidity, like every day. So it's worth it every time. It's worth it. But it's, about to be September, and I've been in this for like 3 months, and it's having to sit inside my net. That's a con. Literally having to sit inside my net, or I just get like bit constantly. And it's really freaking hot.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. And I
It
love
is.
the jungle comes to life. And it's so green everywhere I look. And cicadas will start singing here in a minute because it's sunset.
A lot different than Nashville.
Yes, ma'am. I like. Oh.
That's so funny. So, like, I know that, like, you're in a very old spiritual land. So, like, do you see energy there? Do you see movement? Do you see spirit of old, natives, like, just going about their business? Or,
There's a knowing for me. I don't really see, but like the indigenous people are still here. Like they're tribes up in the jungle. There is a world of plant medicine here and beautiful tribes that are sharing that plant medicine with people here. Peyote being the main one. Mushrooms, all of that. But peyote is the Weechel tribe that's here. But we have a museum that just opened recently. So there are some artifacts and things that are people find out in the riverbeds and
cool.
like that. So Yelapa, the name Yelapa means where the two rivers meet the sea. And when Spain invaded Mexico, when they came to Yelapa, this is, a few different stories I've heard, but basically, Yelapa people didn't put up a fight. They said, okay, here's your land. So the war was over. They put in the Constitution that this land belonged to Yelapa. So there's no government here. There's no police. There's no fire. Like the community takes care community. Like we'd all take our trash down to the pier on Wednesday and Sunday, and they put it on a boat and take it over to Puerto Vallarta. And everybody does it because if you don't, you're gonna have tons of animals. First of all,
Right. Yeah.
it just gets done, and it's really beautiful. And so in Yelapa, you only buy, you can only own property here if you're born in Yelapa.
I
So
love that kind of. Yeah, I love that. Yep.
So anything that's like built here, anything like that, you can lease from the Yelapa community, which is great because that gives back to the community. So
I love that.
I love it too because it keeps corporate America out. So I
So,
love it.
have you done any of the rituals with the locals, like the peyote, or have you been there when other people have done these rituals? Like, do you want to share an experience maybe that you've heard somebody that had, or that you've seen or witnessed yourself?
We do have a lot of ceremonies that take place here in Yelapa. There is a place here at Terrasana called Terrasana, and it was originally built to be a birthing center for women here, and it's built shaped like a womb. And
Cool.
but the people here, because the hospital is an hour away, they still kind of want to go to Puerto Vallarta to have their babies in case something happens. So it wasn't getting used a lot. So now they've turned it into a ceremonial space, which is extraordinary. and they do peyote ceremonies there. We do temescals about once a month here at retreats, which are the traditional sweat lodges with shaman. Those are incredible. I spent 6 months doing a deep dive into plant medicine back a couple of years ago, and I've sat with ayahuasca and mushrooms and peyote, and yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
But if they go to your retreat, that is something that they can sign up for extra, or
Well, it is actually because one of the girls here in our community she was a retired nurse from Canada and a mental health nurse. So she just completed her course in psychedelics. So her and I have been working together and hosting mushroom ceremonies, private mushroom ceremonies together. And so, yeah, we are doing that here now. Um, some other stuff brewing, but we're not quite there yet. But yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I love that. So, what else do you offer at your retreats? Like, if somebody was to go to your retreat, what sort of things do you offer? So, you offer plant medicine.
Um, well, that's not part of the retreat. That would just be kind of a separate thing. We
So,
do
there's
have.
like add-ons.
I'm sorry.
So, there's like add-ons that they can do.
So if they come to the retreat, then they can do they get 4 sessions, 4 healing sessions. So we do breath work as our main modality for the week, and we do 2 group breath works. They get an individual breath work session with the teacher. They get a Reiki session, and they get a Watsu session, which is a water massage that takes place. And the man that does this for us is a shaman, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. I mean, it just he he'll chant and sing and hum whatever he's getting, the message from God, from his guides to do for you, he'll do. And there's been so many people that have had that like father wound healing done during this Watsu session, because it's just like it's incredible. It's incredible. So they all get that, because that's kind of out of the, ordinary, that you don't really like hear a lot of that, that happening in the States. It's starting to, but it's not real popular yet. So we like to give them the things that they can't really get done everywhere. So then they have an energy session with me, and then my co-host Rachel does a cacao ceremony. We have a couple of excursions that we do. We have found that it's a really good idea to do a couple of little excursions. there's a party boat going by. Do a couple of excursions on Monday and Tuesday. That gives them an opportunity to get to know each other. And if they're, walking, it's a little less awkward than just like sitting around trying to come up with things to say. So we walk to town, take them to the waterfall. And then on Tuesday, we get on a boat and take them to the botanical gardens. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we keep them back at the retreat center, because by Wednesday, they're already starting to, process some things. They've already had healing sessions. And so things have started to come up. And then we have a amazing practitioner, Dana, who does a shamanic journey into your inner child on one of the nights. And it's just beautiful.
That's a
Absolutely.
deep night. Yeah.
And then we have some active meditation that we teach, and a couple of meditation. They get yoga every morning or Pilates. Um, and then we do a temescal during the week for them, the sweat lodge.
I love that. So there's a lot of different things that you offer over there.
Lots of different things. And they
And
can get they can get all of that as well. We have hot stone massage, we have lymphatic, we have all the good like self-care things too, you know. We tend to get a lot of caretakers that come to these retreats that are in some sort of taking in life.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that they have a juice bar too, right?
We have a juice bar, juice and smoothie bar with a few raw treats that our amazing girl Veronica makes for us. Amaze ball.
I
They're
love
so,
that. You
and then
guys are so
we have an amazing staff that they cook, you know, 3 meals a day, all vegetarian. That you can add protein if you know, some people just need that protein, so you can add protein if you want. We're not real like you can't have any meat or anything like that, but we do have a very clean diet all week for them, and we offer if they do a juice cleanse, they can do a juice cleanse. Let me see if I can turn a light on.
Wow, that's amazing. Holly has like her and I just had this instant connection right away, and we knew that we were kind of on the same vibration instantly. And Holly has gone through this total transformation. When I first met her, she had long red hair, like, and now she has a red mohawk, and I love it so much. You know, it was like Holly went from like Sarasota Holly to like I live in the jungle and host retreats Holly.
Right, that's exactly right. She is very different.
Yeah, it's amazing to see though. It's like it's I don't know, it's when you start this journey because it's deeper than just retreats, right? It's deeper than okay, we host retreats, right? And it's deeper than that. It's almost like we go through a bunch of transformations throughout this whole lifetime, right? But I think that we go through enough transformations to be like we need to be able to teach what we go through and how to go through it almost like that you're going to survive it and that you're going to come out stronger on the other side because I think sometimes we get stuck in those transformations because during transformation time I think people just throw that word kind of around all the time like transformation but like they don't understand or they do understand that it's a time of grief as well because you're grieving everything old, your old self, your old thought process, everything old, people, places, things, right? And moving into a new space. And that's what the transformation really is. But I think a lot of times we get stuck in that transformation period of um, not wanting to release everything old or not wanting to maybe take the opportunity to move and leave everything or not take the opportunity to do this because we're scared or fear holds us back. And I think as we go through our transformation and release that psychic weight, worry, fear, shame, and guilt, it really helps us start manifesting the life that we want to live. And I just think retreats help us get back to that center and get back to maybe unplugging because I think in everyday life too, we're stuck going like this and, you know, trying to figure out what the next move is on the computer and stuck in having to do tasks that involve the physical body. And I think that we sometimes forget to unplug, right? Maybe we're using our cell phones as an alarm clock, and I'm definitely guilty of that. And, you know, so that means our cell phones are close to our bed. So, you know, I feel like as we do retreats, it gives us a time to unplug. And unplugging does more than just refocus everything. It almost gives you an opportunity to reset. And I think sometimes people just think, oh, retreat, it's hippy dippy shit, whatever. You know, it's so much deeper than that. It's giving yourself opportunity to unplug, to ground yourself, to look at your life from a different perception. What's working? What's not working? And then be able to leave that space and time with almost a plan or clarity for yourself, right? To start maybe what that next part of your journey is. Don't you agree?
I agree totally, because most people have a reason why they come, and you just listed all of them. Really, some people need to break free from addiction, whether it's cell phone, tobacco, alcohol, whatever. Some people are anxious and in this depressed state. They don't know why. All last summer, everybody that came had just lost somebody super close to them. Like, we went through a whole summer grief, but I was also grieving, and so that's why that energy attracted, that law of attraction. And so it helped me grow, but it helps bring them back to who they are and helps center them. When we make sure that, like, they don't have a schedule. We don't give them a schedule ahead of time. That really drives people crazy. But, like, we got you. You don't have to do anything. So when they don't do anything, their nervous system can relax.
Exactly. Yeah.
System relaxes, then your body can heal. But when your nervous system is like this, your body is not going to heal. Why people just keep going through the motions, keep going through the motions. You have to calm that nervous system down before you can go into the healing state. And so we make sure they're taken care of from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. We feed them, we plan everything. All they have to do is show up. Nobody
Yep.
has to worry. And we don't give schedules out because people will start to worry about getting on the boat tomorrow. And
Yep.
then this day is, that's all they've been thinking about, is having to get back on that boat in the morning. And so we found it was very helpful to kind of be like, okay, we got you. We got you. You don't
Yep.
have to worry. You're just here to get back to center, and we're going to give you some tools that you can take home with you. It's going to help you stay there
Yep.
and help you be able to do that at home too.
And that's important. Exactly. Because you're not just going to a retreat for a week or 2 weeks or whatever you're doing. You're going and learning tools that you can take home and make your life better. And I think that giving opportunities out there, because there's retreats everywhere. You can go to retreats anywhere, and retreats are becoming such like a normalized thing, which is really amazing because I'm seeing other professionals go on retreats too, doctors, nurses, therapists, like, and so it's not, it's
and
accepted.
get the men. The men are starting to show up without a girlfriend, without a
Yeah.
wife. When I
Mhm.
first started, couples would come together.
Right.
But in the last year, we're having single men. These men come by themselves and they're like, I have no idea what any of this is, but they're all coming and all like getting so much out of it because we're allowing them to feel and to be sensitive and to, be seen and heard, because they
Well,
have that armor that they're so tough, and so it's like, it's just been incredible.
Well, through my studies of studying empaths, which you and I both are empaths, so we know that it is a very big um, responsibility on this earth as being an empath. And through my studies of studying empath, I've learned that there's actually more men empaths than there are women. And so I feel like you're going to start to see an uprise in men starting to explore that empathic side that society has really suppressed through the years. And like you said, you're seeing an uptake, which doesn't surprise me because, again, there's more men empaths than there are women. And there's a lot of women empaths out there that are out in the open and, recognizing it. But I think, again, you are going to see an uptick in men coming out saying, you know what? I feel energy too. And I know that, it matters, kind of thing.
The divine feminine rising in everyone. And so that means it's rising in them as well. And so, it's rising in us. We become empowered. We step into our gifts. We do these things. The men they're coming. They're just a little bit slower than we are right now, but they're coming, and we're here to show them how to do it.
And that it's okay. Yeah.
That they can build their feminine up, and that allows all the stuff to come in. That's our receiving side, They don't
Yeah.
have and do. They're allowed to have dreams and desires and things to come into their lives too. And so it's a balancing. We're balancing, obviously. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
It is exciting. And I'm just thrilled that it's like all this community is coming together, and it's like the community of like even the paranormal, like the paranormal researchers and the ghost people, and are coming together with the spiritual people. And it's like the hippies are coming to, like, we're all like just coming together in this space and time. And it's like we're all using each other's energy to raise the vibration as a whole. And we're just going to start to see like just amazingness. And it's wild because like I feel like this is what we've been waiting for, because we all chose to be here at this space and time for a reason. And that reason is literally to be part of the transition of raising the consciousness. So it's like we all play this vital role in raising the consciousness. And I think that retreats are just helping speed it along a lot faster, because it's bringing all of us in the same spaces in time and working on healing. So the vibe is just like boop, 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 boop.
That's like the mission statement for Pura Vida, is that Chris always says, if you what was it, something about if you can't find your light, we'll help you find it, and then you can take it and help others light their way. And so it's just like pew 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 pew, like just
A
expansion.
domino effect. Yeah.
We have people, like one girl a few months ago went home and then came back to the same retreat 2 months later and brought a friend, because she was so much that happened. So she got 2 weeks out of it, and it's incredible. It's incredible. And they're using these things. We have friends that, sorry, there's a big bug. My co-host, Rachel, who's amazing, and she does breath work. And so she does breath work on Zoom like once a month still for all of these retreat hosts that come on every month, and it's just beautiful.
It is. It's an amazing thing. And it's just if we can all just come together and, just keep on keeping on, really. So it's a great thing for us to all come together and raise the vibration and the consciousness. And that's it, right?
That's my ultimate goal every single day when I wake up, is to get my vibration as high as I possibly can get it today.
Exactly.
Some days it's here, some days it's here, some days it's at both. But
Some days it's both. How can we get a hold of you, or how can we find your retreat? How can we find you?
I can maybe post the website address, or it's Pura Vida Eco Retreat.com is our website, which has a list of all of our retreats, everything on there. We're also listed in book retreats, so you can look on there as well. And Facebook, Instagram, we're Pura Vida Retreat. If they want to get in touch with me personally, they can go through you. If you would like, I can post my profile link on your page so they'll be able to find me. Because it's a really cool place here, and it's really beautiful. And some of the pictures and the things that I get around here are pretty spectacular. So I suggest follow if you want to see some real beauty.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. And look Holly up. You can find her at Holly Moles on Facebook, and we will post all of her links underneath so you can check out her retreat as well. Thank you, Holly, for coming. I love you so much, girl. Thanks, love. See you later. All right. So Holly is such a beautiful soul. I love her so much. Speaking of retreats, let me tell you about the ones that I have going on. I do have one room left for Jamaica 2024. Jamaica is coming up real soon. That is February. What am I talking about? September 7th through the 11th. So that's coming up really soon. Like I said, I have one room left in there. It's going to be amazing. Again, we have a lot of the same things going on as Holly. And we also have a Reiki retreat coming up. We have that coming up on February 15th through the 19th, and that's going to be in Puerto Rico. And that is next year, 2025. So I love you guys very much, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Next week, we're going to have a great show. It's just going to be me. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry, and all the above. Just kidding. You can find me at starshiptemperance.com. You can find me at Alicia Rawson on Facebook and Starship Temperance on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, although I don't make TikToks, but I should because I'm hilarious. All right. I love you guys. Check you later. Thanks for everything. You guys also please check out my YouTube. Love you. Bye.